Hi, Patreon. I just finished doing some of my client readings and I decided, because I said this week I'm going to bombard you with videos, and your requests are so disappointing and so depressing. It's not even funny. Oh my God. Okay. I have had this request over and over again. Aisha and Steph Curry. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't people see what we see? Okay, Steph Curry is clean cut, white, and boring. Not that I have anything against white men. I prefer white men to black men when it comes to dating. I totally do. I think I was made for white men. They're more fun for me because they use their brain, and then we can go outside and we can look at the stars and we can count the stars, and they teach me new things. So yes, I am very much, I am a swirler, as people say, but I swirl more in the direction of white men. And every time I date a black man, I regret it bitterly. I say that, why, what the fuck did I do that fuckery? That was some fuckery. So can see the whiteness in Steph Curry, in Steph Curry a mile away. And he's also Canadian, guys. He's also fucking Canadian, which makes him truly Canadian. And I believe so is she. She gives me that Canadian biracial look. They both give me the Canadian biracial energy and Canadian biracial look. And I've been wanting to avoid that couple forever because they are so fucking boring. They are like all Canadians, nice on the outside, quiet on the inside. Not much going on there. Except for just like 1%. I mean, you just have to look at Steph Curry and see that he works so fucking hard. Gifted he might be, but he works so fucking hard to be where he is. And you just have to look at his wife to see that she is bored with her life because she really has everything at her beck and call except her husband, whom she wants to be. So now she's finding hobbies, and the hobbies are making her money. That's about it. That's what I believe. So I decided to do a 30 minutes or less reading on Aisha and Steph Curry because I'm so tired of people wanting to know about that boring fuck ass not doing anything couple. What is wrong? What is wrong with this world? Oh, fuck it. Okay, let me be surprised. I've disclosed my feelings. Okay. Well, I'll do a relationship reading, which is like 20 minutes on this couple. Okay. I always start with the female. Aisha. 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 And like I knew, she walked into the plate with her kids. This is a very maternal white female. More maternal in that she decided that she didn't want to be outstanding and do stupid things. It's an inferiority complex that biracials carry, especially in Canada. They suffer a lot of racism, so they choose to associate more with their white side, which is a brilliant idea because most of them are born to single white mothers. So obviously they spend more time knowing their white side of the family than their black side. So they take everything to do with whiteness and they make it bigger because they don't want the blackness to rub off on them. So they look at TV and they look at whatever. I've been sneezing and coughing. They look at TV and they look at whatever and they see this blackness and they say, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be like that because society will reject me. So what I'm basically saying about Aisha's personality is that if she's been watching the Brady Bunch or whatever, and I think I watched the Brady Bunch when I was very little. Anyway, and the mother is cooking pancakes for breakfast every morning, and she says, yeah, that's how white people do it, right? She's gonna raise her kids the same way. I hope I'm making sense. This is her personality. She's going to raise her kids the same way. But then she's going to be better, a little better than white people because she wants to be perfect. So she's going to make pancakes. But then she's going to put 2 strawberries on top of the pancakes. And then she's going to sit back and she's going to say, yes. And white people thought I wasn't good enough. That's Aisha. Okay? Okay. Okay. And she walks in with her kids, and her kids are everything to her. That's Aisha. Spends a lot of her time trying to perfect whiteness. She's really very into her family, which is Canadian. She really doesn't party, Canadian. She spends a lot of her time finding ways of not missing her husband, Canadian. She does a lot of charity work, Canadian. She fakes it being very nice to people in the world, Canadian. But she doesn't really care for it. She's just more worried about her husband and her kids and her household and how white she's looking. Okay, how white she's looking. Canadian. Okay, knew it. Okay, Steph. Okay, if she ain't Canadian, she spent a lot of time in Canada, okay? Because that's a real Canadian personality right there. Okay, now we go to Steph. We call Steph into the plate and see what he does when he walks in and sees his wife. Steph? Oh, look, something fell out of the plate. What is worrying Steph? Money. He wants to make more money because he wants to retire early. Canadian. And he is thinking about retiring back home in Canada where there will be less people, more trees like myself. He wants an estate, a massive estate far, far away. Canadian. Where he can raise his family in silence and not be bothered by the world. He's tired of basketball, but he's just not making enough money lately. I think he's had some tax problems. When you're Canadian and you're working in another country, you're taxed in that country. You're taxed for working in that country and you're taxed for being Canadian. So we pay double tax when we don't live in Canada. So that's what's happening to him. He sees like he's losing a lot of money. He also made some investments that are not working out in his favor. He's not very good at business and he relies on a lot of people and he sees that as a travesty. So he's saying to himself, when I retire, I'll spend more time learning about business so that I can make more money for my kids and my family. Canadian. I mean, all these traits are traits why I love living in Canada and why I love being Canadian myself. They are very similar to my traits. Those are my fucking traits. I mean, each country invites a certain energy into it. Those are my traits. Okay, those are my personal traits. I live far away with lots of trees, so I'm not making fun of him. I'm just seeing the similarities, right? So he walks into the plate and he goes straight for his wife and straight for his kids. Canadian. He lifts one of his kids up over. He's a real hands-on dad. Canadian. And these two, they do a lot of barbecues at home, just the two of them with their kids. They are not about other people. He's always tired and his body hurts him a lot. His body hurts him a lot. All that basketball, it's hurting him and he hates the sport. Well, that's something interesting. He hates the sport and his body's always hurting him. So he and his wife are literally always lounging around in their big, big house by themselves. They let the staff go so that they can be just by themselves. Canadian. Just by themselves. And then she massages him, but they are not a very touchy couple. They don't show their love through touch. They show their love through history. They have been together for a long time and they have memories together. They have memories. Do you remember when we were such and such an age? Do you remember when we were that age? Canadian. They remember their joint struggles as two biracials in a mostly white, people situation. They love each other. This is a couple that loves each other. This is a couple that are about each other. This is a couple that share similar backgrounds, similar values, similar everything. And they shut out the whole world. He's now very popular with other basketball players. The black basketball players find him too white. And he couldn't care less because he doesn't give a fuck because he is about his wife and kids. Actually, this reading is beautiful in that it's got some great family values. I may be laughing like I'm bored, but this right here are some great family values. This is couple goals. But not the way Americans see couple goals. No, this is the way Canadians see couple goals. When you just chill at home with your kids and you just think about your kids. And then, when you're looking for that property where there are no people but trees, just because the two of you just want to chill out. This couple doesn't party. This couple doesn't party. They never have and they never will. They've always been two very serious nerds. That's another thing. These two people are nerds. They are big time nerds. And actually, it's kind of the relationship that I'm looking for, but I've given up on. I gave up on that. I'm done with that. My grandfather was just talking to me about that, about giving up on relationships. And he was telling me that a woman is never whole until she meets her other half. And I shouldn't give up on it. I should keep it moving until I meet my other half. Okay, he was just giving me that today. Anyway, my grandfather, Zachariah, was giving me that lecture today. So anyway, in the metaphysical, he's an ancestor. So anyway, this is what I'm seeing now. Perhaps that's why my ancestor said, do Steph and Aisha, because I am seeing some real couple goals right here. Not the couple goals that Americans fantasize of. We're gonna be no, these two people literally just sit on the fucking couch and read books and eat popcorn or drink. They're very light drinkers, which is not Canadian. Okay. But he's a sportsman. She drinks more than he does because I'm seeing them sitting on the couch. She has a glass of wine next to her and she's reading a book, and he has popcorn in it and he's reading a book. They read books a lot. They discuss books a lot. Sex is not what keeps this couple together. They don't even think about it. They have sex, but not as much. Maybe once a week, if they are lucky. It's not the glue that's their relationship. Their relationship is based on friends first. Common background, common history, common culture. And they tend to look at Americans as foreigners. Their love is not based on, oh my God, the sex was good. It was never that good between them. Never. The sex was never that good. What was good was everything else. The fact that they can discuss books together. The fact that they can discuss an author together. The fact that they can watch the same documentary together. The fact that they remember each other's grandmother and grandfather, or great-grandmother and great-grandfather. The fact that they remember the path they used to walk together. I feel like they went to school together. I don't know. You people tell me, because I hardly know much about this couple. I know that he is Canadian or was Canadian. But anyway, they used to walk on this path together. And he became her protector because of this race thing. He became her protector. And it was a case of one biracial looking across the room as a child and seeing another biracial. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know when they met, but they met when they were very young. Very young. I don't care what the papers are putting out there. This couple grew up together. They looked at each other across a room, maybe school or somewhere, and he said, oh, a biracial girl, and she said, oh, a biracial boy. Then they said, oh my God, we might as well be together. Without her, he feels very lonely. Without him, she feels very lonely. Hence her doing all these businesses. Now let us throw the shells on the board, because I was getting all this from the metaphysical. So now let's check it out. Okay. So this is the two of them. And just like the metaphysical said, they are so much ingrained in one another. But this is Aisha. She has most of the house's responsibilities. She is to the right. She's very traditional. She doesn't travel much. She has the household responsibilities and she takes care of them and him. This is him right here. He brings the money. This is their pot together where they have their kids, their house, their dreams. Right here, they have their kids, their house, their dreams. They have everything. He travels a lot, so he is to the left. And he hates his work. He hates what he does. And he feels he doesn't have much self-esteem. His wife has more self-esteem. He doesn't have much, and he's quiet as fuck. He doesn't say much about himself. He is a very small soul, a very young soul. But his wife is older, she's stronger, and she runs the roost. She literally runs even those who run him. Like, he says he doesn't like something, she takes it to them, and she makes sure that it is law. Does that make sense? Right? He can't be bothered. He just says, okay, he is a man who takes a lot of abuse. He takes a lot of abuse from his staff, from his agents or managers or whatever, and from other team members. He just ignores it. He just says, oh, fuck that, and he closes, because I have a family to feed. I have children, and I have goals to meet that me and my wife have decided on. But he really hates basketball, and he really hates the fans and the adoration. He doesn't really hate the fans, but he wishes he didn't have fans. He really hates all that people business, right? And this is his wife right here. She is left to pick up everything that her husband ignores. She's left to pick it up, and she's left to clean it up. She knows more about his money than he knows about his money. He follows her. Do you guys get what I'm saying? He literally says, let me ask my wife. This is the guy who says, let me ask my wife. Like, if you've ever been in company with men who, before he makes a huge purchase, he says, let me ask my wife if we can afford this shit. And then, he is that guy. He asks his wife because she's got her eye more on this shit. He's just like, let me just drill that ball. Drill that ball. That's about all I can handle right now. I need to drill that ball. And he relies on his wife. He relies on Aisha to pick up all the pieces and to do everything else behind him. Great marriage. I am loving this marriage. I actually am. It's boring because it's got no scandals, but sometimes it's good though. It's good to have a marriage that has no scandals. So she's in. So you know what? If you become his side chick, you ain't getting shit, Canadian. Very Canadian. That shit is very Canadian. It's very Canadian. You're not getting shit out of Steph Curry. And he does have women who chase him and women who want to break up his happy home. He does. There is a particular woman who is very determined. But guess what? Aisha is in control of that shit. She is Aisha's friend or something like that, and she particularly wants him, whatever. It's not gonna happen. Aisha is in control of that shit. Yeah, he has people. He also has people who try to keep him away from his money. He has issues. He is a fighter. This man is strong in a quiet, white male vibe. Okay. I don't know how to explain it. It's like he's stoic. Okay, he's stoic and he is strong. And he just chisels away. Yeah, because there has been a time or two when people try not to pay him what he's due. And once again, his wife steps in and his wife works on that shit. Basically, the Shells are saying she owns this household. This is a peaceful couple. Like I said, they are Canadian. Okay, so let's check out the future. And then I'm going to say goodbye because honestly... But it's good to read like people. Okay, Aisha and Steph, what's your future? And they just both replied, same old, same old. They are really blessed. They have the same sex drive as zero. They are at zero when it comes to sex drive. That's like me. They are at zero. They like to hug and cuddle, and just that closeness alone makes them feel so happy to be with each other. The actual sex itself, that woo business, they can do without that. And that's why he has no side chicks. If any bitch comes out, they say, I'm his side chick, or I know his side chick. That's a lie. They are chasing clouds without ever having seen the penis, because his sex drive is at zero. Her sex drive is a little bit higher, 0.5. That's it. Now, that's not Canadian, but it could be Canadian. Okay, so his sex drive is the same as mine, 0. Okay, what's the future for Aisha and Steph? He says, well, he's going to retire from basketball when it's time to retire. And then he's going to quietly make his way out of the public eye. And she is saying, that's right. She is supporting him. And she is saying, we're trying to make as much money as we can while we still can. Because we just want to go and enjoy our family quietly. Yeah. But she's being offered reality shows, television shows, reality shows, because they're trying to get to Steph. She's being offered, they may take a reality show, she says. She just said that. We may take a reality show in order to meet our goal of the type of money we need to retire in secrecy and away from the public eye. That whole public eye thing, it takes a lot out of them. So let us see. Yes, it does. She just said, I don't like wearing designer clothes. I don't like being all made up Canadian. I don't like being all made up, and I don't like being in front of the cameras. I don't like being on TV. I don't like it. I just want to be home in my sweats with my children and my husband and Steph. She calls it Steph. My sweats, my children, and Steph. And sometimes Steph can also be very needy and very annoying. But anything is better than being out there dressed in glitter, having my hair done, being forced to compete with other women. For what reason? I'm already married and I've got kids. So what am I competing for? Canadian. I'm already married. I've succeeded in marriage and kids. What am I competing for? Oh my goodness. I'd rather be designing a pot or a frying pan. You know those eyelashes, those fucking eyelashes that you have to put on you. My goodness, my husband fell in love with me with no makeup on, and I was chunky and I was a kid, but now they're trying to turn me into some sex whatever. The only reason I'm doing it is that Steph and I need to meet our goals. We have goals of money, and I'm doing it. But honestly, who cares how many push-ups I do? But the publicists, if you raise your profile, if you die, blah, blah, blah. It's so exhausting. Exhausting. I don't need the glamour. Neither does Steph. That whole business bores us. But we need the money so that we can retire early. If Steph doesn't have enough money by the date, we have to... How old is Steph Curry? Because she's saying 35. Let's see if they've decided. How old is he? I better look that up. Steph Curry age. 33. Oh, so Steph. Steph is they want him to retire in 2 years. That makes sense. So he was born in Ohio, but he grew up in Canada though. That's what we Canadians know. Okay, we Canadians know that he grew up in Canada, so he secretly grew up in Canada. Anyway, where was I? Because they're saying he's American because he was born in Ohio, but yeah, to a white mom, no doubt, and a black dad, because that's usually how it goes. Okay, so they want him to retire in 2 years. That's their goal. Because she said 35 is the goal of retirement. They want to disappear into the jungles of Canada in 2 years. Oh my God. We all want to disappear in the jungles of Canada, busy looking for a place that's even more remote than this to get away. Okay, so that is why. Damn. Yes, they are working very hard. So I forgot the question. I forgot the question. The question is they are going to succeed. But the answer to this is saying they are working very hard and they don't like it, and it's putting a strain on their lives and how they would like their lives to be. Right. They're thinking about having another child. Like actually talking about it right now. They're talking about having another child right now. But we're not seeing it as if it's going to happen right away, but it's under discussion, right? Yeah, they discuss things. What we're being told here by the shells and by the veil is that his retirement of 35 is not going to work. It's going to take him a little longer, okay, to do what they want to do. And then they can disappear together. It's going to take him a little longer. Yeah. She says, because Aisha talks more, she says, we're not racist. We're not racist at all. We see ourselves as black because we are treated as black, but we know we're not black. What we just want to do is to create our life, our world. You know, we walk as black, but you know, black people don't see us as black, but we walk as black. And white people don't see us as white, but we were raised by our white side. And that's the culture that we know. And we were always hearing them say horrible things about black people. So, of course, we want to do better. We want to show them that, yes, we are black, but look at us. We are living well. We are living well. We are doing good. We are with each other. It's just we have inferiority complexes. We really do. But at the end of the day, we are both biracial. And we've both been through the same things. And, you know, it's good to raise our kids in a biracial household. Our kids are truly biracial. She's talking about how it is in South Africa because biracials usually marry biracials. She says, yes, we want to create a legacy. We're not saying that our kids can't marry somebody who isn't biracial. They can do what they want to do. But me and Steph, we want a real family, a real home. And that's it. She said, the newspapers, the articles, the programs, the TVs, that'll all go away. Then it will be me and Steph again like it was when we were 15. See, I'm telling you, we are seeing that they grew up together. And the bond is so much stronger because of that. I told you. I don't care what the newspapers say because those people tell lies, big ones, about these stars. But these two people have known each other forever. They have held each other's hand for a long, long time. Their love goes beyond the, oh my God, I'm in love. It's not that kind of love. That's not that kind of love. That their love is built on experiences and trust. Like his protective nature towards her when they were young and she would be attacked for the color of her skin. And he was there to say, hey, that sort of thing. He fought her battles for her when they were young. That is what he says, she's not even the most beautiful woman in the world. And when I look at her, I'm not saying this is the most beautiful woman in the world. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying I am the luckiest man in the world because this woman is with me. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. He says it's true. I am lucky. She is our direction. She's always been my direction. And following her has brought me this far. I intend to follow her for the rest of my life. But they're going to have a midlife crisis, though. That's what we're seeing. In their 40s, they're going to have a midlife crisis. He's going to have an affair. You know, in his 40s, there is going to be a midlife crisis, but they'll weather it. They'll weather it and put it down as history. And she's going to be attracted to someone else, but they'll weather it. They'll put it down as history. They'll put it down as, well, you know, it is what it is. And on that note, thank you, everybody. And I didn't even open the board of the Bantu, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes I can forget and I'm in casual today. So thank you, everybody. And I hope you enjoyed this. It was actually beautiful. It was actually sweet. But this marriage is not based on American culture. This marriage is based on Canadian culture. Let me just put it out there. This is Canada all the way. Okay, thank you. Bye.